Hello, Mr. Hanlon. This is Hal Jacobs, PGA professional at Worcester Country Club. Just going over our lesson today from April 14th, 2011. Here's your setup with a 7-iron. We talked a little bit today about your shoulders being open. You can kind of see it here. And really, the other thing that we worked on was your takeaway. So as you take the club back, you see how outside the club gets, and then from here there's not a whole lot of shoulder turn to get you to the top. So I noticed that during when we played, your legs were really a little bit more bent than I'd like to see them. And I think what happens as you get to the top of your golf swing, you actually have to straighten them out in order to get in a comfortable position, and that's where I think you're going to get into some inconsistency troubles. So just be aware of that when you're setting up. Let me show you a few pictures. Here's David Toms. So you can see his setup versus your setup. He's a little bit taller in the knees, standing a little bit more upright. And then I just want to draw this line so you can see his takeaway. So as he takes it back, the club comes right up the shaft line, and that's the position I want to take a look at. You can see how the club head is right in line with his hands, and as you're taking it away, you see how your club head is outside your hands, and I think that's just, we talked about it, you've got a lot of tension in this right arm, and it's pushing the club away. And then from this point, again, you're going to kind of lift your arms to get to the top, whereas David Toms is going to turn to get all the way up there. And I'm not too concerned with the height of his hands versus yours. You know, his flexibility is probably a little bit more than yours. But again, we worked hard on the proper takeaway today and making sure the shoulders are square. Let's just take a look real quick at your driver. So you can see here a little bit better setup because the driver's a little bit longer, but you got a much, this is later on in the lesson, you got a much better takeaway. See, as you took this back, it was right on plane, so that's real key. So again, much better in your takeaway with the driver towards the end of the lesson. And then coming into impact. There's some really good stuff in your golf swing. I don't think you're as far off as you think you are. And I think that you keep working on the stuff that we were talking about. Just a couple other setup keys now that I've brought that up. Do you remember we talked about the tilt in your shoulders at address, especially with the driver? I think you're tilted way too much and your hands are too far forward at address. If you take a look at David Toms, his hands back a little bit. He's got a little more level shoulders than you. So just keep that in mind. Keep working on it. And again, you did a pretty good job in the short time we were there. And if you have any questions, feel free to flag me down.